Before you start putting any effort into the Global Talent Endorsement application for the art route, you need to understand if your profession is eligible, your artistic discipline. There is a very strict list of eligible disciplines and ineligible disciplines. And in this video, we will go through the official list, and hopefully by the end of it, you will find out if what you do artistically actually qualifies you to start putting the portfolio together. A disclaimer, I'm not an immigration advisor or a lawyer. I do endorsement coaching, which means I help you put a portfolio together for the Global Talent Endorsement, your CV, letters, personal statement, etc. We will be working in the official Arts Council guidelines, which are published online. I'll leave the link in the description. You can use Home Office guidelines, it's the same. It's just, in my opinion, the Arts Council is slightly more user-friendly. It has like all the sections and you can go back and forth there. So let's go into the guidelines. This is the Arts Council guidelines. You need to go into the section called supported disciplines. And generally speaking, there is several subcategories of the art route. You have art and culture disciplines judged by the Arts Council, which is dance, literature, music, theater, visual arts, and also museums and galleries. And then you also have three subcategories, which is architecture, fashion design, and film and TV. And these three categories have their own endorsing bodies like RIBA, Fashion Council, and Pact. So we're going to start with looking at the art and culture disciplines. And the first one is combined arts, which is the trickiest from all of them to understand what that means. On one hand, super simple. Well, it's just multidisciplinary artists, but it's not specifically for the purpose of the global talent. So you can combine disciplines or practice across all art and culture, which is dance, literature, music, theater, and visual arts. So you could be a fine art photographer that also paints on top of the pictures. This is allowed. But unfortunately, if your work is across all art and culture and film and TV, fashion design, or architecture, you cannot apply under combined art. You would have to choose one. I'm going to give you an example. You're an actor. You work in theater, which falls under art and culture, general Arts Council disciplines, but you also do film acting. So if you are in this position, then you would have to pick one direction, either theater with Arts Council or film and TV with Pact. So you have combined arts, then you have dance, have eligible disciplines, but for example, competitive dancing and dance sport is not allowed, and they also consider applications from choreographers, promoters, curators, directors, and producers. Literature, here's interesting. It's mainly fiction literature, so you have poetry, prose, you have comics, etc. They do consider sometimes writers of creative nonfiction, and this usually needs to be with a strong literary merit that they will decide whether it's strong or not. And if you're talking about travel writing, biography, and memoir, you could also have it if you have sufficient literary merit, which is, for example, you approaching the work from the artistic context rather than writing about the subject. But you need to be very clear about that in your application. They don't allow journalism, investigative journalism, long-form journalism, general art writing, cookery writing, self-help books, autobiographies, research texts, journals, etc. And if you do screenwriting for film and TV, it's not under literature, it is under film and TV. And in film and TV, there is no exceptional promise, so it's exceptional talent. Music. You have all types of music that are allowed, but for example, music in education. So if you're a teacher or lecturer in music, unfortunately, I know it's really unfair, but this is the rule. They want to endorse artists and not educators. Again, if you are contributing to the delivery and creation of music, you could also be considered, depending on your experience. Theater, all the possible disciplines, excluding film and TV, and excluding education in drama. Visual arts. You will see here you have drawing, sculptures, and then you have quite a lot of design disciplines, and it's explicitly, as of right now, just for the exhibitions. They did mention in March that they are introducing a new design pathway, which will launch in July 2026. But so far, we don't know which designers will be eligible. They just vaguely said that it's someone who produces design work, but we don't know which work. Product design, marketing design, commercial design, promotional design. No, at this moment, March 2025, only design, graphic design specifically for exhibition is allowed, nothing else. Then you have obviously ceramics, pottery, again, exclusively for exhibition, so it cannot be commercial craft makers or brands. From the photography, only fine art photography is allowed. Cannot be commercial, editorial, fashion, wedding, marketing, nothing. And you have the sound art, visual reality, and then you have museums and galleries, and basically they do consider artists, art practitioners and creators who deliver art-focused activities in museums and gallery settings, but this doesn't mean you work in preserving, conserving, archiving, archaeology, social history, anthropology, world cultures, etc. You can contact them, you can actually complete a form if you're unsure whether your area of practice is supported, but this is usually the list that you gotta work with. For the architecture, you have architects and architectural designers. I had a person who was a lighting designer working with architectural firms. She also got endorsed by RIBA. So I guess it's slightly broader, but if you're unsure, you can always contact them. Fashion design, this is usually fashion designers specifically, so not fashion photographers, not fashion stylists, it is designers, either with their own brand or working for another brand. And then film and TV, this is film and TV, animation, post-production, visual effects, and you will have actors, artists, and practitioners working in this field. This is the list. Go through this. They might update it, and again, we're going to be looking forward to the July update to see what happens with designers, but so far, this is the list.